Yo, Ted,
Oh,
partner,
Paul.
how you doing?
I'm fine. Did I ever tell you that my pronouns are he, not him? Because I'll never be him, Paul. Ignore the picture that's on my computer right now, but I'll never be him.
What in God's green earth are you talking about? You've been stuck in here
saying.
for the entire weekend. I haven't seen you. You haven't even helped cook that good old ribeye I've been smoking out in the backyard.
I'm just saying, Paul, if you really saw what I was going through, if you really knew what I was up against, you'd never be treating me like this. You don't understand, do you?
What has been going on in this room here?
Look at him. Look at my computer screen. I'll never be him.
I don't know who that is.
I'll never be him. And it blows, okay? It really does.
Who is that?
His name is Arthur Morgan. Put some respect on him.
Ted.
I'll never be him.
Ted, shut up.
What?
Are you telling me you're a homosexual?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying I'll never be him. I'll never be cool as him.
I mean, Jesus Christ, Ted. I mean, like, I'm gonna have to go do my confessions. I don't know if we can be partners anymore. You got this. We
were
Well,
partners.
that's a fine looking fella right there.
He's a fine looking feller. I'm telling you. You get it? You get it now?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyways,
is this one of them video games, them gaming, them kids be doing?
Yeah, it is. You know, remember Timothy down the street?
Timothy, yeah.
Timothy.
Oh, he's got that life with
Timothy.
them big ol' cans, like
cans. I'm just telling you, that Timothy boy, he don't mess me up. He showed me this game, now I can't stop thinking about it, Paul. I think I'm broken.
Would you mind if I played a little bit?
I mean, guess
maybe we could, play together. Maybe.
I mean,
show me the ropes.
Yeah, if you want to hold the mouse, I can show you how to click the buttons. Come here.
I like that very much.
Yeah, of course. Come here, Paul. Come here.
I can't. Oh my God.
End scene? I thought we were going to just end it right there.
Oh my God.
And they were roommates.
Oh. Welcome back to the 27th episode. Actually, the 27th episode, because I really confidently said 27th last episode, and that was
I very blindly
that was Evangeline and Elriz ratio moment. So
never say that again.
Yeah,
this was just an L.
That was another Elriz ratio moment. So okay. I hope you enjoyed that cold open, because that was, I think we think it's funnier than it actually is.
Me too. Actually, is it possible if we put up the meme I made on the screen while we're talking about this?
Yeah.
Okay, just for context, this is what I made. It should be on the screen now, and that's what we based it off of.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't have it on my computer, so
I will send it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, you said like screen now, and I was like, well, I don't have it.
I forgot you have your OBS thing.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. Let me send it
How
to
else
you.
did you think I was gonna show it?
You just edit it in? I don't know.
No.
Well,
I mean, I
okay, here it
could,
is.
but like that's
You.
much more work.
It's in general.
Okay. Okay. Let me. Well, I don't even know what the first. How about you do some? While I get this up, you do some housekeeping.
Sure. So I hope everyone's week has been going well. I sure have been working a lot and I'm exhausted, but it's all good because at least I'm getting paid for it. Nothing much has been happening. I played Red Dead. We'll get into that later because it's a whole thing and a half. I'm brain rotting really badly over it.
I got the
And
meme up.
okay, this is the meme that we based it off of that I made.
Oh
And
wait, you made that?
yes, I made it. I made it.
I didn't know that. I thought like you found it because it seemed like something you'd find like on Twitter or something. Not saying that you
No,
couldn't have made this, but
I made
just...
it. It's my obligatory Wojak. Yeah,
You know what? Now I can see that you made it because it's like super high quality.
I made it in Pixar.
Yeah, it's like too high quality for you to have not made it.
Yeah. But yeah, so everyone can thank me for the wonderful idea of our cold open. And yeah,
Yeah.
Evangeline.
Yeah, Sophia is like only allowed to do this her southern accent in very special occasions because it's an abomination. I'm just gonna be
It's a
honest.
good southern accent. I'm sorry.
It's a what?
It's a good southern accent. I'm
No,
sorry. I'm sorry you're upset that yours went away.
no, I'm actually not upset that mine went away. Context, I learned how to talk in Tennessee, so like I did have a very strong Knoxville, Tennessee accent. Um and my well, I don't honestly I don't know if my dad was being serious or not. I don't really remember this cuz I was like 6 when we left. Um but he really couldn't stand that accent. So I know like the main reason we moved from Tennessee back to California was because like we just like didn't really have like a community there. Like none of my family lived there, none of our friends lived there, so we moved back to California, but my mom tells me, my dad like could not stand the thought of me having like a strong southern accent. So
So you
he
guys just
was very grateful that I grew out of it.
that's actually kind of funny. Like knowing your dad,
Yeah,
that's really funny. But
I
also
also like I don't know what accent I have because my dad's from New Mexico and has traveled like all over the state, lived in multiple states, and been like all around the world. My mom was an army brat, so like she moved all around the US, but kind of grew up on the East Coast, a little close to the South. And then she moved to California. And then I learned how to talk in Tennessee, but I spent most of my life in California. So like I don't know what accent I have anymore. Because I asked people in New Mexico, like, do I have a Valley Girl accent? And they said no. But I feel like I do.
you don't.
But I don't know what accent I do have. Because I feel
I
like it's always fluctuating.
well, to me, you just have a regular like California. Like I mean, like not like Valley Girl, but like just a California accent.
I guess. But then I asked people in New Mexico, and even when I ask that, they're like, no, you don't even sound like you're from California. And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, it's a mystery
Because
for
your
them.
southern accent is like Benoit Blanc mixed with a Russian accent, which makes sense.
Well, actually, yeah, that does make a lot of sense, because...
Yeah, I was like, how are you gonna, like, disagree with that?
No, because you're right, because whenever, like... whenever I try to make fun of, like, a voice line that's in a southern accent, I can't do it. Like, because they're usually doing, like, a proper southern accent, and mine's just the caricature, which, to be fair, I don't think southern people deserve my respect, so...
Okay.
Just kidding.
Well,
Kidding.
this is
you're
the person who got
Southern,
attached to a video game about cowboys.
In my defense, I have a thing for cowboys, not southern people. They're not the same thing.
Well, there's a lot of overlapping.
Yeah, but there's
so.
no correlation. Cowboys can be... Actually, no, I hate French people, too. Never mind. I
Says
like...
the person who took French in high school.
Shut up, okay? Just shut up. We're not here to
full
argue
of contradictions.
We're not here to talk about my contradictions. We're here to talk about cowboys.
Well, we're here to talk about me getting gaslit
by DC
Comics. Did you get my text?
Yes, I did. I was just at work, so I didn't respond, but I understand what you were saying.
Okay.
So, long story short, Evangeline did get gaslit by DC Comics.
I also may have gaslit myself. It's kind of like Gaslitception, which is funny because this is all relating back to Christopher Nolan.
God rest his soul.
What?
I said God rest his soul.
He is kicking. He is alive. Oppenheimer is coming out July. I am so excited.
Every time I hear about Oppenheimer, I'm just like, dang.
I can't, like, whenever that trailer comes on in theaters, like I need everyone in the theater to shut up. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Continue.
Even when the teaser came out, I was like, what's the cinematographer's name? Hoyt Van Houten? That's very wrong. It's like some European sounding.
That was very
name.
wrong.
I know it is. Well, do you know how to say it?
No.
Okay, so
I just know it's wrong.
Okay. Well, I said it was wrong too. So.
Well,
but he was a cinematographer for Nope and Tenet, so I'm familiar with his work. I should probably learn how to say his name properly, but that's besides the point. Anyways, back to getting gaslit. So a couple nights ago, I was looking for a particular series for some research. What this research was for, I will not disclose.
Fanfiction.
Okay, well, thanks for that.
Wait, was it actually?
Oh no!
I was joking. You just self-reported yourself so hard. I thought it was like for one of your classes.
No.
Oh
my god.
You could have just denied and went, but you just confirmed everything.
Because I really thought you were being serious.
No, I was joking!
This is the problem with being allegedly autistic.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. I can't tell when people are joking or not. But as I was doing this research, I was looking for the specific comic book series that I really genuinely thought existed for the past couple of years that not detailed, but just like kind of talked about the weeks taking place after The Dark Knight. Because I imagined, like, I didn't think Batman would just like go cold turkey like after Harvey Dent's death. And I swear to God, Gene Spears, okay, that I saw on a Quora post. This is my source. This is the source that may have or may not have potentially made up in my head.
Your
That
source is just bro, trust me.
yeah, a Quora post that talked about the specific thing, and that's why I was looking it up because I remembered the specific Quora post. And I remember it saying that there was it was a mini comic book series that talked about the specific time between The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. And I was like, this is going to be great for my research because what I researched for, I was going to implement another character into it. And I don't even want to get into detail because I already self-reported myself and that was enough detail. I don't want anyone to know anything more. And I spent hours looking for this, and I remember the cover too. I feel like I'm getting gaslit. I'm experiencing the Mandela effect. No, I never read it. I just read the Quora post about it.
Maybe you should consult Reddit.
Oh, Reddit. Oh, Reddit. Reddit. Okay.
Yes. Consult Reddit.
I should, but also like Redditors get like too wild. Like I'm gonna ask and they'll be like, "You stupid bitch! Like, how would you? Why would you make this up?
Did you gaslight yourself?"
Yeah, and then they start gaslighting me, and it's gonna be a whole mess.
Well, here's the thing: you post, I'm gonna be your first commenter, being like, "No, you made this up."
But I remember, and here's why I'm like going insane because I vividly remember this cover being like kind of like neon blue, like it was very much like blue, like it was blue tinted, like that was the color palette. It was like varying shades of this light blue to turquoise with Batman like running through this hall building structure. And I swear it, like, in the artist was the person who did the Injustice Gods Among Us comics. Like, Sophia, I how could I be making this up? This is too specific. Like,
I think you might be making this up. Are you okay? Have you been feeling okay?
I'm not. I'm really okay. Wait, who's the artist? Because I remember, I feel like it was Mario. No, oh, it was definitely not Mario. I'm thinking of another person. That's it. That's don't discredit me. Don't discredit for me that.
I think you're going crazy. Are you okay? Have you been feeling okay?
The artist, I swear to God, Gene Spears, it was Bruno Redondo. That's who did the art for the cover.
Okay, time to go look into this.
And I spent hours trying to find it, and there was nothing. There was nothing.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely sure. Sophia, I spent hours.
What if I just find it right now?
I would actually not even be mad about it. I would be like very grateful that you found it. I'd be so grateful.
Okay, in that case, I won't find it.
Oh, okay, well, that's that's great.
You remember what like vaguely what was in the like title for it?
Okay, I want to say Arkham.
Okay, well, you're not crazy on that. There's a series called Batman Arkham Unhinged.
No, that's for the Arkham trilogy.
Okay.
See, I know that. I'm not completely insane.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know that.
No, I do know that because I read that series mainly because there was a sweet moment between Bruce and Talia. So that was.
Oh, of course,
that was why. That. Yeah, I read that. And I cried. Well,
have you looked through the DC website?
Well, like it would have popped up because when I type in any comic book series, because like I catalog my comics, that doesn't sound as cool out loud as it does in my head and in my notes. When I look up comic books for research, that sounds better. The comic book series always shows up, like if I'm looking up like a Marvel series or a DC series, like it always shows up on their site. So I don't know. I just vividly remember someone saying that it existed on a Quora post, and they showed like the comic book cover. And
I'll find it.
I'm going insane. So either a person on Quora gaslit me, DC Comics gaslit me, Christopher Nolan gaslit me, or I gaslit myself. There's some gaslighting going on, regardless.
I think it might be all of the above.
I mean, I'm totally cool with Christopher Nolan gaslighting me.
He looks like he would.
But, like, he does it in a cool way, so, like, I don't mind.
There's a cool way to do gaslighting.
Yes, there is, and it's called a Christopher Nolan film.
No, there isn't.
Yeah, no, it's a Christopher Nolan film. That's, like, the only valid way to gaslight people.
I beg to differ.
Dude, have you, like, sat down and really watched a Christopher Nolan film?
No, because I think he's really overrated.
You haven't even watched the movie, so how would you know that?
Well, because I watched the Batman trilogy, and that was okay.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
Well, I said it. I think it's okay.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
Well, okay, hold up. Let me look at all the stuff that this Christopher guy did.
This Christopher guy? Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, Interstellar was good.
Yeah, you watched that.
Yeah, but I haven't watched it in forever.
Okay, well, I didn't say you had to watch Interstellar, like, every day. Like, I just, I was just asking if you'd watched...
I know!
Sat down and watched a Christopher Nolan film.
I mean, I've watched Interstellar, I've watched the Batman series, I've watched Batman vs. Superman.
That's not Christopher
Man
Nolan.
of Steel?
That's also not Christopher Nolan.
Oh, he was
Zack
a
Snyder.
producer for those. Never mind.
Yeah, he was a producer.
Okay. I've watched it. I liked Insomnia.
Oh my god. Insomnia, yeah.
It wasn't the best.
Yeah, that's not his best
movie I've watched.
That's not his best work either. So.
I thought Hilary Swank's character was super annoying.
Yeah, that was. I think he just like. He was trying something. I mean, like, he did a good job, like, but I just did not my favorite one. The Prestige, though. The Prestige. Oh my god, so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. His best work.
Hugh Jackman.
It's got Hugh Jackman. It's got Christian Bale. It's got David Bowie. Yeah.
Zoolander.
As Nicole Tesla. Sick.
How did you pronounce his
Michael
first
Caine.
name?
I definitely butchered that. I'm not even.
It's Nicola.
Yeah, I missed a syllable there. I was too excited. But it's still sick. And it's got Scarlett Johansson. And it's got what's her name? I said Michael Caine.
Rebecca Hall,
yes.
Andy Serkis.
The fact it has a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes is blasphemous.
I mean, it has a 4.1 on Letterboxd. So
5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 stars. It's so good. Anyways, that's like completely off topic and it's nothing. Well, it actually does because it was somehow I always get myself talking about Christopher Nolan and you know what's funny? Despite him being so overrated, like I've only met one other person who like said that was their favorite director at school so far.
Well, I really can't talk much. I like David Fincher, and you can make an argument that his films are overrated.
They're not. I don't like that at all. Like, they're overrated, so like...
I said you can make an argument.
No, I know, but I don't like that argument that like when there's good filmmakers, we call them overrated because they're good filmmakers and they more likely than not set like the standard for what we see today. And so then that's why people say they're overrated.
Also, being good and being overrated can coexist.
But I feel like people, because filmmakers are really good and successful, they say they're overrated. And it's like,
Well,
overrated kind of implies that their work is like mediocre. That's usually like when people say it's overrated to me, like that's what they mean.
To me, it's like overrated to me just means that they're just talked about a lot and there's no other real space for anyone else to get talked about. And when it comes to like film, like Christopher Nolan is one of the first names that comes up for me for anything. So,
but is that because I always talk about him?
Well, no, because he makes popular movies. He made the whole Batman trilogy, for crying out loud.
No, but like you said yourself, you've only other one you've watched is Interstellar.
Yeah, because he's overrated to me.
Okay, you can't say that if you haven't watched anything other than his most popular films.
You realize I also don't like popular things?
Don't even say that to me. Don't say that to me.
I will say it to you because he's a popular director.
Things. I don't like popular things, but I love Red Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead Redemption isn't even that popular anymore. I'm about 4 years off of the curve.
No, that is not how that works.
Well, I'm not wrong here.
But, like, okay, Memento. That was a popular film. I believe it was a popular film at the time. No one really talks about it that much anymore. But that doesn't mean, like, it's not popular. It's, like, Avatar. Avatar, that's a way better example.
Overrated.
See, I don't want to agree with that because I feel like it's very hypocritical of what I just said, and I don't want to be hypocritical. So,
well, now you're lying to the audience.
No, I'm just saying that I'm thinking about my argument more carefully because I do have a renewed appreciation for the film, even though I don't love the film. But I'm not going to say it's overrated because James Cameron did really push the boundaries with like filmmaking technology. So I'm not going to say overrated.
Well, okay. Another thing that my arguments do not include of true arguments. I just say words. And they garner reaction. So that's good enough for me.
Okay. You'd be a good politician. I'm joking. That I don't
Well,
mean.
Did you
that
know
was like a
that
really horrible insult.
There was a reason why I did so good in like debates in middle school. It's because I threw out so many arguments that they didn't have time to react and check me on it, so I just won.
Oh, you're horrible.
I know.
No, I take it back. I mean it. You'd be a good politician.
Well, I don't think anyone wants me as a politician, so we're saved from that.
Yeah, who wants Oh, I actually, that's our rule. We don't talk about politics.
We don't talk about politics.
Oops. I was going to say something.
But also, there's like a talking point later that like...
Well, it's only political because of the person involved and it really has nothing to do with his politics.
Yeah.
It's just one incident. It's one incident that's not even political. It's funny in a very dark way.
You think animal cruelty is funny? What does that say about you? I'm sorry, you are getting after me for being a hypocrite? When actually, you're the hypocrite.
See, now you're gaslighting me.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's why we're friends, duh.
Okay. Well, did you want to say anything more about Red Dead or...
Oh, I just finished the game and I'm still recovering. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we're gonna get you on that Last of Us.
I need to recover from this first. I just need to recover. Because I'm telling you, I knew the ending was gonna be sad, but I didn't know it was gonna be that sad.
Yeah, well, you're in for a ride.
Say that.
Or a walk. Because you'll be doing a lot of walking.
Woo! And you know what? The thing that hit me the hardest in Red Dead was all the relationships everyone had with everyone else. because they were all just a group of people who were trying to survive, and I feel like that's gonna hit the same theme in The Last of Us, and I'm just gonna...
Oh, it's that, but like so much more.
Don't say
So
that!
much more.
Don't say that!
I just
Man.
rewatched Nakey Jakey's The Last of Us Part 2 video essay. So good. So good.
Goopy
That
goblin
game,
gator brains.
yeah, that game is staring at me. I still haven't played it, and
You should play it.
I know, but I don't have time. And also my laptop fan like just crapped out, and I've been going back and forth emailing with Power Accessory. That's right, I'm calling them out. Because I want them to honor the warranty, but it's just like it's so much work, and I have to pay $8 for shipping, and I have to like give them all these like numbers and things, and it's just like I don't understand why like I told them what's wrong with it, and now I have to ship it back, and then they're gonna ship me a new one, and I need to remember to email them back with like the code on my laptop fan. It's just like this is just so much work.
I can remind you after we're done.
Yeah, but I can't play any of my games because they're lagging, and it's not because yeah, and it's literally just because I have to use my laptop as pretty much like a power supply, so it needs like help cooling down. Because right now I'm playing Death Stranding and I'm replaying Star Wars Battlefront, and then after that I will get to either The Last of Us or Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. One of those two.
I forget that you like Zelda once in a while.
It's not actually, I really do want to get into Legend of Zelda because Twilight Princess was genuinely like the only one I ever played, and that's more so because like my brother and I played it. But I'm gonna try to hunt down and see how I can play like all of the games in chronological order.
Fun fact, there really isn't a chronological order.
Well, I meant in
Release?
I meant like chronological release. Yeah,
okay, because
in
the
order of
timeline
release.
is, if you've ever looked into the Zelda timeline, it's absolutely abhorrent. I suggest just not looking into it.
Yeah, I was just gonna play it in order of release. Like I was 10 years old when it came out, and now I'm like some 40-year-old dude. But anyways, wow, that was like a half hour of conversation.
Okay, that's good. We're making
progress.
We're making light of conversation. It's fine.
Yeah. But did you see James Gunn announcing the new slate or chapter of DC?
Yes, and I'm only excited for the Batman projects.
That sucks.
Excuse me?
That sucks that you're only excited for that, because I am so excited that he's just going wild. He's going bonkers. I just, producer speak right now, as an aspiring producer in this specific section of the movie industry, this monster of like a section of a movie industry, it is actually genius. And I tried sending you the voice recording that I made, because I may or may not have put on the announcement while I was driving.
Maybe not the best idea.
But like I wasn't looking at my phone, obviously, because it was just James Gunn talking, so that's why I put it on, because I opened the video before I left, before I turned on the car to see like what it was, and I just kind of like skimmed through it, and I saw that it was literally just him talking, so I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna put it on like I put on my music. So I just listened to it. And then I kind of like got the voice recording up. I was gonna make a recording, but it didn't send because some reason like it wouldn't send that file type. I don't know why. Anyways, not relevant. But it's so genius the way that James Gunn decided to announce this, because Marvel is kind of like at this stage where they don't have any competition. Like, let's be honest, DC has not been good. Like, DC just hasn't been good since Christopher Nolan. Like, that is the hard truth. All your Snyder bros.
Can I make an argument?
There's been some gems.
Can I please make an argument?
Yes.
Lego Batman.
Okay, I'm not necessarily talking about that. I'm talking about live action.
But Lego Batman.
Okay, but I'm talking about live action.
Okay, but I'm talking about Lego Batman.
Okay, well, I'm not talking about that because it's like
I'm talking.
It's nothing to.
Evangeline, I'm talking about Lego Batman.
Okay, anyways, there's been gems, but for the most part, like the whole Snyderverse thing, not good. Not good. So Marvel has essentially had no competition. What?
I haven't watched the Snyder Cut or anything that's in this.
I never watched the Justice League Snyder Cut. I probably should because I heard it was decent.
It's 4 hours.
Do you think I care?
No, because you told me you would sit through the 9-hour Avatar cut.
Yeah, so yeah, and that's not the issue. I don't. I know it's better than the Joss Whedon Justice League, which was an abomination. Like really bad. But like I was saying, Marvel has had no competition. And Kevin, I love you, but Marvel has been slacking. Marvel has been slacking a little bit, and I understand why, because like there's just been I don't think there's been any like creative challenge for them. But James Gunn, the next decade is going to be very interesting for Kate Flicks. I'm calling it right now. Like, I think DC might take over for a few years. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay. I would just like to say
okay.
that the reason why I am only excited for the Batman projects is because I'm only really familiar with Batman. Not saying that these other projects are going to be terrible. I'm excited to see what comes. But I'm really only looking forward towards Batman. But I think, like you said, DC probably will take over for a while because I'm so done with Marvel right now. Like, I just cannot consume anything Marvel just because I'm just tired of it. Not saying I don't love it, I'm just tired of it. So I think kind of resparking that DC will actually kind of help Marvel also, and maybe even one day we'll get some sort of weird symbiotic relationship between the two. So.
Ooh, I hope that doesn't happen. Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, like they kind of feed off of each other.
Again, what do you mean by that?
Well, it sounds exactly what I mean. They feed off of each other.
In what context?
I mean, okay. I know like competitions go bad sometimes, and I'm not saying it's gonna be like a full blown out competition, but kind of like, oh, we see that DC did this. Let's do better.
Oh, okay. I was interpreting that completely differently.
Let's do better. Kind of have this renaissance in superhero content, at least movie-wise.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like as much I'm getting tired of Marvel. It's just that I'm not getting as excited for these movies because it's the only thing that is coming out. So it's just like, okay, like I know the next one's coming. I'll probably like half of what they released this year, and then I'll be meh about the other half. Because the only Marvel thing I'm genuinely like excited for is Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Ant-Man, I'm not even going to try and buy my tickets until next week.
Wait, when is it coming out?
February 16th.
That's funny. I didn't even realize it was coming out this month.
Yeah. So, but what I wanted to actually talk about was the way that James Gunn announced this chapter, Gods and Monsters of DCU. Marvel is known for going like above and beyond. It's like party time at San Diego Comic-Con, even if you're not at San Diego Comic-Con. like the adrenaline rush of Kevin Feige going out there and being like, Secret Wars, Kane Dynasty, Fantastic Four, blah, blah, with his cap and everything, and he's up on stage with the mic, and everyone's like cheering. And one year they brought out Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and it's like this whole thing. And it's really cool. But it's gotten to a point where it's like, it's kind of, I don't want to say out of touch, but it's just so grand and over the top that James Gunn coming out and being so active on Twitter and interacting with the fans, and the way he decided, and DC decided obviously as well, to announce this whole new slate of movies in a simple, like 8-minute YouTube video is kind of like ingenious, because it's such like a big juxtaposition of what Marvel does. Like, James just went on a video, they set the camera up, and he's like, yo, this is what's going on. DC's going to be different, and we're going to be doing some cool stuff. And the fact also that they're focusing so much on the comics, which Marvel has kind of strayed away from. I'm not saying that Marvel doesn't pay attention to the comics that they're like basing their scripts off, because obviously they're paying attention to them, like they have to, because the characters have to come from somewhere. These costumes have to come from somewhere. The plot had to derive from something in the comics. But the fact that James is like so focused on the comics it's kind of a breath of fresh air, and it offers direct competition and a creative contrast to what Marvel has to offer. And I wouldn't be surprised, and I know James Gunn has talked to Kevin Feige like about, taking ownership of a whole cinematic universe, and I'm sure Kevin Feige probably helped him out with this. So in a way, everything leads back to Kevin Feige. Not trying to take everything away from James Gunn, because like obviously he's got an amazing like creative mind. But another thing that I found really funny was there was a leaked photo of them announcing the slate, and like you've seen the like the movie timelines that get released each summer for each Marvel phase.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was essentially what it was, but they had temporary logos for these films, and they were exactly like the comic book logos.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my god, like all of the Snyder Bros and just everyone who's mad at James Gunn because they're not bringing back Henry Cavill and blah 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 blah, they were like, those logos suck, blah 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 blah. And it's like, dude, like this is exactly what they're going for. You're getting mad that they're paying attention to the comics that these movies are based from. And it doesn't make sense to me why people get so mad about that.
They're film
Makes
bros.
no sense to
They
me.
want to complain about.
So I'm very excited for this next era of DC films, because it's definitely going to renew my hype for Marvel films. And yeah, I'm very excited. Like the creative like team must be like having parties. Like those meetings must be so fun. So fun.
I'm just glad that they're bringing a Robin into the Batman project they're planning. Even though
yeah.
it's Ian, but
what does that mean?
well, because if it was Jason, I would have been like, "Oh my god, it's Jason Todd," but it's fine. I just hope they don't do him dirty, because I know the comics does him dirty a lot.
Damien?
Yeah.
Dirty in what sense?
Like, they either write him weird or doesn't get a fleshed out story.
Oh.
Like, he's not, like, as really thought about as the other Robins, which I get why.
What?
What do you mean? What?
That I'd have to disagree with.
Okay, here's the thing. All the other Robins have existed for so long. They've had this kind of thing going on. So it's like, whatever. My point being, I hope this is going to be a good project and not disappointing, because the one time I get a Robin in movies and it turns out to be bad, I'm just going to be upset. Because my only other option is Titans, and I'm not watching that.
Oh, Titans. That's on my watch list because at this point... Well, actually, I don't even... Wait, should I watch it at this point?
I don't know.
I really don't want to because I've watched so many clips of it that literally just, like, make me want to die. It's like, it's just... It's like if Riverdale was a bucket of paint, and then they just dipped a paintbrush, like a fat paintbrush, in that Riverdale goop, and just lazily just splatter it all over Teen Titans, the colorful world of Teen Titans. Like, that's what they did. That's what they did, and it's so just depressing.
Because I did watch part of the first episode, but I just could not finish it because it's just you first get introduced to Raven, and it's like immediately established that this is like such an edgy TV show, and it's just so edgy and so badly written. I can't explain it because they want to hammer it in that this is a dark show.
I know.
So
the blue
badly.
tint, the god awful blue tint.
Oh, this isn't Twilight. Get out of here.
You know what's wild? Twilight's cinematography, the first one, isn't really that bad.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, the blue tint is, like, iconic to Twilight.
And the cinematographer for the Titans, at least the first season, was the cinematographer for, I should say DP. I should really start saying that more. The DP for the first season of Titans, at least, I think. He might be the DP for all of the seasons. Was the DP for The Machinist, which had this very, like, saturated, muted color scheme going on. So he thought apparently that would have been cool for a superhero show. Yeah, I just I don't understand the logic behind that, and it makes me sad. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it is the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let us explain.
Anchor has all the tools that you need to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
When hosted on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many, many more.
And everything you need to make a podcast is all in one place.
Wow, and best of all, Anchor is totally free. Free, the best word in the world.
It's free!
Yay!
Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Back to the pod.
So, but speaking of shows... Speaking of shows, so I've been on a roll. I've been watching an episode of a television show, a TV show, every day. And I've already gotten through 4 shows in the year. I haven't missed a day. Have not missed a day.
Okay.
Because I haven't... So, I'm just saying that because, like, probably this year I'll be talking a lot about TV, which I usually don't because I don't watch a lot of TV in general. I can't talk about The Last of Us on here because you haven't watched it.
I'll watch it eventually.
So good. Oh my god, it's so good. But I watched The Spy, which is on Netflix, and it's based on a true story about... And Sacha Baron Cohen, who plays Borat, is in it.
Sacha Baron Cohen. I love that man.
Yeah, me too.
I love that man. Oh.
was a little hard for me to watch this show just because I'm so used to Sacha Baron Cohen being
Borat,
like the funny guy, you know, and it's hard for me to like see him in such a serious role. It's not that he does a bad job in it. It's just when there are comedic scenes in the show, it's like off-putting because that's usually what he does. I think you get
The
what I'm
Last
saying.
of Us just got spoiled for me.
Oh, dude, no.
Oh no.
For what episode? Or just like in general?
I made a mistake of looking at a comment to an edit a friend sent me, and yeah.
Oh.
Ouch. Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I forgot that.
Okay. Was it of the show or the game?
A game.
Oh, well, I guess that's kind of the same.
Okay,
No.
whatever. Anyways, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Okay, yeah. Well,
my wife.
The show, the show. that was a bizarre accent.
That was my Borat accent. It's my house.
Anyways, so The Spy is based on a true story about an Israeli spy in the 1960s named Eli Cohen. No relation. I looked it up. It's just a coincidence. And it follows his journey over 6 episodes of his oh my god, I can't speak. How he damn it. See, I'm thinking about what the funny part of this show was. The show isn't funny. It's not supposed to be funny. It's just that this part that I'm thinking of is really funny. Basically, Eli Cohen became a spy for Israel, and he basically conducted with Mossad, which is essentially like the CIA of Israel, the biggest infiltration of the Syrian government. And he really did like make fools out of the Syrian government during that time. But there was spoilers, I guess. I feel so weird saying spoilers for a show that's based on like
real life events.
Yeah, it's like weird. So if you haven't watched the show and you want to, don't listen to this next part. But I assume that most people have no interest in this show except me because I really like my historical dramas. So Syria is trying, as I understood it, and I could have completely misunderstood it, was that they were trying to contaminate Israel's water supply. And they were contracting this construction business, and the guy who owned this construction business, his name was Mohammed bin Laden. And I was just joking to myself because I didn't want to be like, oh god, every bin Laden is I mean, obviously this guy was like doing shady things, like he was helping with a terrorist attack to Israel. Oh, I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube. Whoops. A terrorist? An act of terror. Yeah, I'm gonna say that instead. And so, but then after a while, I was like, what are the chances? And I just joked to myself while I was watching it by myself. I said, when's the Osama bin Laden cameo gonna come in? Like, when are we gonna get the kid Osama bin Laden cameo? The silence is louder than words, Sophia, from you.
Because I don't know what to say right now.
Like, when are we gonna get the Black Adam, like, Superman cameo, but for Osama bin Laden?
Don't say that. This is why, never mind. Go say that. In 5 years' time, when you're trying to find a job, they'll find this, and you'll face the consequences then.
Yeah. So not even like a couple minutes later, there is a scene of Mohammed bin Laden talking with Ellie Cohen, who's pretending to be Kamil, like that's his alias. And they're talking because Kamil is he's acting as like this very successful businessman. So Mohammed bin Laden is trying to get the materials that is needed to contaminate Israel's water supply into Syria, and they need Kamil's like business shipping company. During this conversation, a little kid runs up to Mohammed bin Laden. And they had this guy say, this was the dialogue. I mean, maybe not verbatim, but it was essentially this. He was like, Osama, what are you doing? Go back to the party. Get out of here, Osama. And I was like, what would make this scene perfect is if there was like, you know, like the sitcom, like applause track when the character comes in, like that would have made it just like perfect. Oh, but it was so funny. It was so funny. And I mean, I think it's funny. Obviously, Sophia's not laughing because she doesn't want to get canceled or whatever. So, but I think it's funny.
Sorry that I don't think global terrorists are funny.
Okay, that is not what I said. That is not all what I said. But I think the moral of this story is that acts of terror run in the family.
Oh. You know, it's really funny. Me and a coworker were talking about terrorism today, and I feel like this is a good circle back.
YouTube is not going to promote this video at all.
No, not at all.
Oh my god.
We were talking about the girls who like the no-fly list.
Oh yeah. Have there been any updates on that?
I don't know. Let me look at her Twitter.
Yeah, so that was funny. Can't wait to get a bunch of dislikes and comments telling me how. Yeah, whatever. Okay.
I want to know about DeBlasio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I just finished up my weekly round of the TMG podcast. And Trillionaire Mindset, Ben and Emil were talking about Groundhog Day, which was yesterday, February 2nd. And Emil brought up, I think it was Emil that brought it up, that Bill DeBlasio, the mayor of New York, killed a groundhog.
For context, I always relate the mayor of New York to Oh Hello, and I'm just thinking about those old men now.
Yeah.
If you have not watched Oh Hello, I think you totally should.
By the way, former mayor, Bill DeBlasio, former mayor.
Former mayor, yeah.
Sounds stupid. But so I was like, this is interesting. I want to know more about this. So I looked it up, and it turns out when Bill DeBlasio was mayor of New York, he went out during Groundhog Day, and they gave him the groundhog to hold, and he dropped it. And the groundhog ended up dying a few weeks later of internal injuries, to which the vets just said were unclear how that happened. And Bill DeBlasio's gone on record basically saying that I don't know if he was joking or not, because I just read the article, I didn't hear him say it. That he's not allowed within a 5-mile radius of groundhogs. I'm sure it was probably a joke or something, because I don't know how you.
I'm choose to believe that's true.
I'm just
I want that to be true so bad. I want that
restraining order.
Bad. I want former Mayor DeBlasio to have a restraining order against groundhogs so badly.
But it's like, wait, what's the groundhog's name? It's like,
The groundhog was named
no, because Phil.
Phil the groundhog.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Oh.
Punxsutawney Phil. Imagine getting a restraining order from Punxsutawney Phil.
Ow.
But if you guys would like to know, if you didn't know, spring won't come for another 6 weeks. So
Woo!
Punxsutawney Phil said so.
Thank
Which
you,
I'm hoping
Punxsutawney
that
Phil.
means snow in New Mexico, because then that means I get days off from school.
That just means rain and cold here.
Yeah. But I would like snow.
Yeah?
Because especially on Wednesdays, putting it out in the universe, if snow could happen on a Wednesday, that would be great.
I'll put that out in the universe for you too.
Yeah, because I have classes from 9 to 8 on Wednesdays. Back to back.
I got you.
I got 1 hour break. So I would really appreciate some snow. Okay. Would you like to share your customer story of the week?
I thought I'd have a customer story thought up by the time we got to this section, but I really don't.
Oh, okay.
I actually had to explain to a lady what a scanner was today.
Oh.
And I think that took off like 25 years off my life.
Was she like rude about it, or she genuinely
Oh,
did
she was
not
so
know?
rude to me and
Oh,
my
okay.
coworker. So, yeah. We have like these pies. This was another thing she did. We have these like pies, and the container for them are square, and our bags are rectangular, so they don't exactly fit perfectly in the bags. So I asked this lady if she wanted her pie in a bag, and she was like, "As opposed to what? Just me carrying it?" And she like grabbed it, and she was like, "I was like, ma'am, I was just asking. They don't fit vertically. I can fit it horizontally." And she got like offended that I asked her for her preference. And it's the same lady I explained what a scanner was to, because I was in the customer service booth today, and it's amazing some of these people made it this far. Like, it's amazing.
Some Whole Foods pastries, not good.
It wasn't like our home, like our in-house pastries. It was like
I'm saying I was just trying to relate to. Oh.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people are listening to this, so
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's gonna get you in trouble. If like that's not.
okay.
I was the one who just said something.
Yeah,
I was the one who said something negative. So but yeah, them apple Danish pastries, not it. Not it.
I really like our apple turnovers though. Hold up, I'm sending you a Reddit post right now. I just saw this.
Oh. Ooh.
Anyways.
Oh, that's good.
I thought that was funny. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. For context,
wow, that first sentence is interesting.
Of the top comment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
For
context Scientology.
It's a Reddit post from r/Scientology, and it is a poster of David Miscavige with the whites of his eyes colored red.
Mm-hmm. And it's in Sacramento.
It's found in our hometown, so
because we have an ideal org here.
Yes, we do.
But I'm gonna read this comment out loud because this looks really interesting. I learned just recently that there did used to be like a huge presence of Scientologists in Sacramento. Like it was a big thing. So let's see. There used to be a huge presence in the Sacramento area of Scientologists, like I just said, which was the birthplace of a whole mission chain. Davis, Sacramento, Portland. Okay, that's not in California.
In
I think
Oregon.
they just meant West
That's the
Coast.
point. Yeah.
San Francisco and IRC, a tiny one in Sheridan, Oregon. Delphi was also their creation. That is a private boarding school, Scientology school that is in Oregon. Some really horrible child AB USE goes on there. The mission chain was so prosperous that it was a really obvious target for someone higher up to commandeer and loot as what? Oh. As DM, David Miscavige's SO mission? I feel like I know what SO means, but I don't remember. Sea Org mission to the area did in the early 80s. Okay, that sentence was a little jumbled. Within a few years, the missions were all destroyed, and the remaining staff were given the option of signing Sea Org contracts and going elsewhere or getting freeloaded. Freeloaded meaning that if you leave the Sea Org, you have to pay. Well, I mean, you don't actually have to. It's not an actual, like, they can't legally hold that up. But in a Scientologist's mind, a freeloader would be someone who quit Sea Org and therefore would essentially be required to pay all of the fees for the things that they essentially got for free. So all the auditing they would have to pay for, blah, blah, blah. That's what freeloader means. After that, Scientology in the area mostly died out. Before, they had shabby buildings crammed with people. Now they have a much fancier and emptier space. That place we can definitely attest to. Yeah, I found out some pretty heinous things about the Sacramento org.
A lot. Yeah, I
worked there.
I was surprised that there was a lot of stuff going on there, because to me, Sacramento's not very, like, a bustling city for me.
Actually, it's just become, like, the most desirable place in California.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, because everyone from the Bay Area and the Valley are moving up, so.
Yeah. But, yeah. Well, the more you know.
Huh. Yeah, we're definitely going to go over the summer. We're going to have time to go.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Are you kidding me?
And I'm probably going to get, like, forcefully kicked out of there, and I don't care. But I'm ready.
I'm ready to clean up this mess. Whatever.
Anyways, that was a Scientology detour. That was actually Sophia's fault, so.
Well, I'm sorry, okay? I have a habit of checking my phone while we record, and it's a bad habit. I'll admit it, but that was the first thing in my feed.
Well, no, I'm just saying that, like, usually I'm the one to detour the conversation into Scientology. It's usually never you.
Oh, it's usually for me, yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, because I opened it up, and then I saw Sacramento. I'm like, ooh, what about this?
Yeah. But, we're kind of getting towards the end, but I don't know. I don't know why I put this talking point on there, because, like, literally everyone and their mom has talked about this, but, like, the Mr. Beast thing, what's your opinion on it?
Okay, I have not watched the video.
Me either.
But, in my opinion, I think it's great that he is providing this life-changing surgery that a lot of people cannot afford. I just think it's sad that we are just now realizing how, like, what's the word? Unreachable, I guess, that a lot of these things are.
Yeah.
Unattainable, yeah, because this surgery literally took like 10 minutes, I think, and it changed your life forever. but it costs so much that only a few select people can get it. So I think if anything, like, I don't think Mr. Beast is at fault here. It's more of the system, but that's just my opinion.
No, I'm in the same boat too, because it's just like, I feel like this comes up every single time he does something like philanthropic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Philanthropic. And it's just like, there's always someone who gets mad about it because they feel like he's selecting people and exploiting people. And it's like, I can definitely see their argument, but it's also just like, he's not the president. He's not a congressman. He's not your local representative. He's not a senator. Like, he's just a dude on YouTube who used to just like say PewDiePie like 1,000 times over. Like, that's what he did. And it's just like, yeah, like, I saw the thumbnail and I was like, that's a weird like graphic design choice for this type of video, but whatever. And I didn't watch the video, to be fair, so, you know, like, maybe I shouldn't really be talking about it. But
here.
But it's just like, it's kind of like this thing that's going on that I feel like people are getting more angry at each other, like the people, and I get it, like, there's a class issue, like, Mr. Beast, Jimmy, is, like, he is so financially, like, set, like, he is rich. But also, again, he hasn't shown to have any, like, political power besides his ominous, like, would you vote for me if I was president? I was like,
yeah,
Jimmy, let's be careful here.
What?
The last Jimmy who tried to be president only got one term and wasn't very good. So, also, I cannot believe Jimmy Carter is still alive. That's insane. Anyways, but yeah, it's just like, I don't get the logic of being mad at Mr. Beast for helping 1,000 people be able to see again. Like, that is the most, like, textbook nice thing. Like, that's a joke you make. Like, that's like what, like, angry people on Twitter are like, why doesn't Elon Musk, like, help all the blind people? Not saying that Elon Musk is a good person. I'm just saying that, like, sometimes people, like, just, like, say that kind of stuff because it's just, like, textbook kind of thing. And then when someone with the money actually does it, they get mad. And it's just like, okay, well, I don't know what you want. Like, don't get mad at him, like, get mad at the system. Like, it just, the anger is not being directed in the right places.
Yeah, it's just because, you know, at the end of the day, 1,000 people can see now, and that's great.
And that might, and like, if we weren't so like, I'm gonna start using this, Twitterified, because essentially that's what I feel like Twitter, like, ruins all nuance of a conversation. Like, just obliterates it. Like, there's no nuance on Twitter. It's either like you're the worst person in the world or you're a saint. If you're anywhere in between that, you get out. Like, get out of the platform. So it's just like, this could have spurred, like, such an interesting thing. Like, I feel like this could have gotten more people to talk more about our healthcare system, but it's like, every single person I'm hearing about this is just, like, mad that he's exploiting, like, blind people, and I'm just, it's annoying.
It's not only, like, about our healthcare system, it's also, like, kind of the globally, because it is an like,
it's definitely, but I mean, generally speaking, like, the American healthcare system is pretty poor in comparison to a lot of, like, other healthcare systems. I also don't know every single country that Mr. Beast went to. he definitely could have gone to a country that was like worse than America's healthcare system. But I mean, but I guess, yeah, if he was paying for people's, I'd assume it was not a socialized healthcare system. But yeah, that's our 2 cents that nobody wanted.
Nobody asked for, but
Yeah,
well.
nobody asked for.
Got them.
And to end it off, once again with Panic at the Disco, since Brendan Urie and his wife Sarah just had their kid, which is weird. I thought that happened fast. Wanted to talk in defense of poor old Viva Las Vengeance. I'm gonna be honest. I think I like it better than Pray for the Wicked. I know, Sophia, you haven't listened to it. Because I have the album and CD and cassette. And when I go to school, I listen to my cassette player. So I've been listening to quite a lot. And what sucks about it is that there are like probably 2 or 3 good songs on there. I think they're really good songs. They're catchy, they're fun. And the rest of them, because Viva Las Vengeance is essentially a musical album. And he could have done something really cool with that. But I felt like there was something that was forcing him to just rush out this project because it feels rushed. Because when I listen to these songs, the songs that aren't like really good have really good moments. Like moments that are just like stuck in my head. Like just really good moments. And I'm just like, if he had just spent a little more time on it, the album could have been really great. He could have had interludes. It could have been like, if he knew it was the end of an era, which I think he did, he could have gone back to Fever You Can't Sweat Out era, had kind of like the theatrical elements of it and kind of brought it back and done this new modern rock kind of twist on it. And it's like a what could have been, and it sucks that was literally the last note he left off on. But yeah, that's my little spiel about Viva Las Vengeance.
I mean, yeah. I don't know what to say because I don't like Panic and I don't like New Panic.
Half of New Panic, I think. I think it definitely it's pretty easy for me to rank the albums because it's pretty much just in order of how they came out. But yeah. I would switch Pray for the Wicked with Viva Las Vengeance.
But also I can't talk because my favorite album is Vices.
That's an underrated gem.
Yeah, because I like the sound punk vibe or the steampunk vibes.
Yeah, Fever You Can't Sweat Out is just like golden.
Oh yeah, no, that's undeniable. That's probably one of the best albums of its time.
And just like in general, I don't know, it's just so like culturally like significant.
It was a cultural reset.
Yeah.
It was a cultural reset when I Write Sins Not Tragedies came out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, like that is my favorite Panic song. Like I know that's the most basic thing I could ever say, but it's just when that song comes out on, like there is something that is unleashed.
Honey, There's a Reason These Tables Are Numbered, You Just Don't Know It Yet.
Good.
That song goes hard.
I wonder when my like emo phase of the year is gonna be, because there's always like a month in the year where I just listen to every single Panic album on my iPod, like a sad emo teenager in 2004.
That's me, but I just listened to Kill All Your Friends by My Chemical Romance on repeat for like a little bit too long, and I think that's concerning, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
It's a really good My Chem song, and no one really knows about it.
Sorry, I had to sneeze and I did not want that.
No, you're fine.
That would have
Go
been
ahead and blow out the
horrible.
audio while you're at it.
But I think that brings us to the end of this episode.
Yep.
This could be the episode that gets us canceled or me canceled at the very least. I don't know how I could get canceled though with our measly views. So
Well,
watch this video be the video that blows up. But yeah. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Okay. Yep, I think that's all. So
right.
thanks for listening. If you made it this far, we
We
appreciate it.
it.
Leave a 5-star rating on Spotify.
We're still waiting on our first hate comment.
Yep, still waiting on that. Share, like, subscribe,
Comment.
comment. Yes, comment. If you know that comic book series exists that I was talking about at the beginning of this episode, please, I used a business email. It is business. It is matters of business, and I need to know. So, yeah. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.